Meet the new boss, folks. Same as the old boss.
He is still a part of this new world order system, whether he realizes this or not. Whatever Donald Trump is doing at this point is being allowed to happen. He didn't just slip by the oligarchs because of his charm and his money and his reality TV fame.
You can expect some superficial differences to give the illusion of draining the swamp.
Guys, let's face it. At this stage in the game, these elections are more choreographed than a ballet. And now just because Donald Trump is in the runnings doesn't change the fact that these elections are very, very much so controlled.
At the end of the day, the deep state runs America, and if Trump were not in on this, he would either be ignored or killed by now. Trump is no threat to the deep state establishment.
He's essentially the Barack Obama of the Republicans. Just a useful celebrity in order to make you think that your voice matters.
This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, and what you just saw there was a very small snippet of just a few examples of some of the issues we've been talking about in regards to Donald Trump. And now that people are feeling disillusioned right now with his flip-flopping on foreign policy and this whole idea of America first, well, I hate to say I told you so, but the agendas of the deep state were going to carry on Trump or no Trump. And he may have very well been authentic. Donald Trump himself may have fallen for the Donald Trump con. But come on, guys, let's get real here. The electoral process has long been discredited, and it's about time now that 62 million Trump voters realized that democracy is a failed religion. The military-industrial complex that we're up against here cannot be solved using politics and the electoral process. I've said this before, but apparently I need to say it again. Voting is not going to change anything. Wait a minute. What do you mean, Dan? Open revolution? Rebellion, at least? A whole swarm of people, including military vets, encircling Washington, D.C.? In many ways, guys, violence has already broken out in America. Every mass shooting, every terrorist attack, every false flag is really just a stepping stone towards America's demise. When people aren't even safe in their own communities, civil unrest grows. And when the democratic government has taken power far removed from anything that cultures or nations ever experienced with monarchy or aristocracy, revolution then brews. And while the democratic class do act as kings and queens, the key feature here to democracy, which is so insidious, is the state's monopolization of the education system. No persons from the past would have ever accepted the state ruling of children, especially in the industrious form we have it today, churning out mindless worker slaves, like as if they're factory commodities. And seeing that education, or indoctrination and schooling, is the core issue here, being that the ideas of culture, nations, religions, science, these ideas of the adults are being instilled on children, considering this has gone on for multiple generations, making it extremely difficult for the indifferent masses to understand just how bad it's become. Well, how exactly is violent conflict going to fix that which we cannot even comprehend? As Dr. Jordan Peterson so eloquently reminds us, we've blown out the metaphysical foundations of our culture, and now we teeter between extreme political ideologies. The majority of people have no moral foundation in order to distinguish correct and incorrect behavior. Replacing Trump via revolution is likely to produce something worse. Replacing one central power with another always makes things worse, whether it's through revolution or the democratic process. By bombing Syria, Trump is continuing the New World Order neocon agenda. America is controlled by powerful interests, not the vote of the individual Americans. And these special interests are not very nice people, guys. Far from it. This war with Syria that was launched exactly 100 years after America got involved in World War I is the pivotal moment for many Trumpians. We can separate the Trump supporters from the statist, idol-worshipping warmongers with those who have principles, who thought that this time Trump was really genuine, that this time it was all going to be different. But as we've been saying all along, guys, Trump was an inside job. The clown show that is American politics is losing legitimacy, and it was ripe time for the elite to play the trump card. And pitting him against the extremely unlikable career politician that was Hillary Clinton was just the icing on the cake. It was his guaranteed win. With her fake plastic smile and his confidence in his appeal to the working man, not to mention his status as a celebrity for over 30 years, the Trump upset in 2016 was a brilliant move by the powers that ought not to be. But had the elites miscalculated the anti-war movement in the United States, the anti-empire, the anti-imperialists, the desire to see America first right now? This isn't the 1980s. Donald Trump is not Ronald Reagan, and the mainstream media is no longer mainstream. Guys, you don't fight the system by voting in the very same system that got us here. Trump is just another narcissistic sociopath, just like Hillary Clinton and the rest of the DC scum who are out for no one but themselves, and they want to be regarded as gods for doing so. So today I really want to drive home the point that democracy is a false idol. It's a religion that assumes that people can assume their own values and therefore choose their own leaders. But most of us can't even convince ourselves to get out of bed early enough in the morning to go to the gym. We have trouble persuading ourselves to not get angry, to not get involved in drama, or not sweat the small stuff. But freedom cannot be inherited. It has to be earned. And it is the duty of every generation to examine its society in order to make it better. Voting is not how you do it. And by bombing Syria, Trump just proved that. Replacing one central power with another is only going to make things worse, whether it's through revolution or the democratic process. The only solution now, guys, is decentralize, decentralize, decentralize. Seceding from the powers that be in every way imaginable. And perhaps one day, hopefully sooner than later, local and state governments will secede from the Union. The world is a safer place without the USSR, and the same will be said not only for dismantling America's empire, but ensuring that domestically, the spirit of American liberty begins anew. If we want to fix the system, guys, we need to fix ourselves first. We need to remove the plank out of our own eye in order to be able to see clearly enough to remove the speck out of our brother's eye. We're doing our best here at Press for Truth, and I hope you'll join me. The powers that ought not to be are messing with my finances right now, and we need the support of you, the viewers, now more than ever. I'm trying to take on the mainstream media, and I'm at quite a disadvantage there, considering that I don't get the funding or the corporate backing that the mainstream media gets, but I don't want any of that. At patreon.com/pressfortruth, we can go around this system of control, and you can contribute a monthly amount directly to PFT, which will go towards helping to sustain this independent media outlet that I started. So thank you so much to everyone who has already contributed. We cannot do this work without your support, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you have not yet become a PFT patron, please check the links in the description. Even just $5 a month goes a long way. And stay tuned, guys. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.